Hello, can we hear me? Are we there? Can you see me? Can you hear me all right? Let me know in the comments if we can. I've got love hearts going up, so that's always a positive. Always a positive. It's I'll just chat to myself just for a couple of minutes until a few more people have joined. I don't know what it's like where you guys are, but it is very warm here. So every time I put my hands on this packaging, it's it's too warm. Everything's just too warm. Deborah Spencer, greetings from Texas. See, and I'm here complaining that it's too warm here, but I bet it's a lot warmer where you are. Humid. The humid's worse than warm, isn't it? I think. Yeah, the humidity here in the UK is just always just humid and sticky and horrible. Tracy Kershaw, hi Tracy. Where are you? What's the weather like where you are? Way too warm here. Kirsty D, hi. It's quite warm here in Teesside. Deborah, yes, humid is awful. Oh, it is. If we could just have the heat over here without the humidity, I think we could all cope with it a little better. But I'm not complaining because it's been too cold for too long, and I'm definitely ready for the warmer weather. So who else have we got? Odds 29. Hi, I may fall asleep as I'm not feeling 100%, but I will try and stay awake. Oh no, oh that's not good. I've definitely got one of them voices that'll either keep you wide awake or lull you off to sleep. I'm not quite sure which, but I do hope you feel very better very soon. Warm in Liverpool. Laurie, hi. I'm glad you could join us. What's it like where you are? It's warm and sticky here. Martina, hello, good evening. Yeah, the humidity, Kirsty, makes the heat so much worse. It really does. It really, well, it's nice to see that I'm not talking to myself. There's a few of you have joined me, which is always a bonus. But we will just give it a couple of more minutes before I delve into my actual demos. Make sure that everyone's here. Beautiful sunshine and 74 degrees in Seattle. You see, I'm not jealous at all. Not jealous at all, Laurie. Karen, evening warm in Essex. Where about in Essex are you? We have family down there, so warm up here in Scotland. Wow, you are honoured to be getting the sun up there, aren't you? Definitely. Right, so we're playing with two collections today. I think a couple of weeks ago, my first official live, we used the same collections, but we used the vellum pads and the deluxe, the speciality papers. So we had a bit of a play about with those. Your Wisteria's in bloom. Oh, it smells lovely. Oh, so here in Fakenham, there is an old sort of restaurant bistro, and it has got one of the oldest Wisterias, I think, in the UK. It is huge, and it is the most beautiful sight you will ever see. I did have a wisteria at my old house, but they take a good few years, don't they, before they start to flower. They are just absolutely beautiful, aren't they? Southeast Essex, not far from Southend. Oh, very nice. I think I've got family sort of all over Essex, and by me I mean Ben, because he's from Essex, so they've got lots of family down there still. Good evening from North Carolina, Nana Kim. Love that. I'm going to be a nana myself soon. Yours is about 100 feet up. Oh, wow. In a cedar tree. I bet that's a sight. I bet that looks beautiful. B, I love that because I was chuckling about that. I showed my husband that the other day. I think he'd commented on something, and I showed my husband, and it really made me chuckle because hello from Canada. What's the weather like over there? We're just having a bit of a discussion about the weather before we get on and get into the demonstrations. Because I was just saying it's a bit warm and sticky here. I'm not complaining about the heat. I'm complaining about the humidity. Don't do very well with the humidity. I like a fan, really big fan, facing right at me while I'm crafting. It doesn't matter, I think, where you put your craft room. It always gets hot in there, doesn't it? Rhonda, hello. June. Oh, hello, June. Nice to have you here. You did say that you was going to pop on, so it's nice to see that you're all on and chatting away, which is absolutely lovely. So shall we have a little bit of a look at these papers? So what we're going to use first is I'm going to use this particular collection, and this is the Ethereal. Now, I've learned how to say it because I kept saying Ethereal, and I kept looking at the word and I just could not get my head around how to say it, but it's Ethereal apparently. And I did not Google it and get it to say it for me, so I know how to say it. Not at all. Didn't do it. But it's Ethereal. So we're going to have a bit of a play with this one first. And as always with Ciao Bella, you get lots of options. So you get a patterns pad in 12 by 12, and you also get a paper pad in 12 by 12. Both of mine are in here. But what you get is you get this A4 creative pad. Now, this is one of my all-time favorites, and I will show you why in a minute. But you also get an 8 by 8 paper pad, and I don't know where mine's gone, but you do get a 6 by, oh, it's here. You get a 6 by 6 paper pad. So in all their collections that you're going to get all these options, along with you get this 6 by 6 deluxe, you get the 6 by 6 vellums, you get an A4 pack of vellums, you get the A4 pack of deluxe papers, and you also get rice papers. So there's so many options. If you don't want the whole collection, there's so many options to sort of pick between. So I'm going to make a conscious effort this week to read all your comments and not miss anything. But this is a fussy cut pad, and I absolutely love this. If you're not into your fussy cutting, you don't necessarily need to use it for your fussy cutting, because obviously you've got all these elements that you can really go to town with. Look at that butterfly. But, I mean, you've got your clocks and your watches and everything, and those flowers. But if you're not into your fussy cutting, if I turn that over, you have just got a 6 by 6 patterned paper pad. And it's absolutely beautiful. If I go through just some of these, and I always love it when you've got a script in there. So yeah, if you're not into the fussy cutting, obviously on the other side you've got all those beautiful patterns that you can be using. Again, you've got your 8 by 8. I'm going to move this to the side because I want to show you this. Now, this is my favourite of all. Rhonda, I am not a fan of fussy cutting, I must admit. If I can use a die to cut it out with, I absolutely will go for that. Or it takes me about an hour to just fussy cut out one flower. But some of those elements are absolutely beautiful. But then, because you've got the option of the beautiful just pattern paper on the back, you know, it is a brilliant 6 by 6 pad. Right, so I'm going to show you this. This is why this is my favourite, because you have got, I mean, that's obviously your front page, but even on your front page, you've got all that beautiful. So you've got, I think it's an 8 by 8 roughly, this at the top. So you've got that, and then you've got straight away, you've got those elements here that you can cut away. And you can see I've been hacking away at mine. Let me bring in a full sheet for you. So you have got the full sheets of all these. You have got tags and tabs galore. But again, you've got that beautiful pattern on the back. So if you're just wanting it for the pattern paper, it's going to work beautifully for that. But look at some of the elements that you are getting. Lots of them nice and simple to cut out. But look at all the different ones that you get. I mean, the imagery on this pad is absolutely stunning. Those flowers are the most gorgeous. But again, I use my circle dies to die cut all of those out. Again, those are sort of easy-ish enough to cut round. Again, you could use a circle to cut that out, and either if you just wanted to fussy cut into those little bits, you could. If not, you could always ink it up. I think I was saying the last time, wasn't I, that when I'm fussy cutting, if I go a little bit messy, then what I do is I distress the edges and make it look like that is how it was supposed to be. But again, turning it over, you've got all those beautiful patterns on there. So this is like the most usable pad. All of those, see, these ones absolutely so easy to die cut out, definitely. This is a gorgeous collection. I know. I've been using it for so many things. I'm really hoping that I've got enough left to make an album with this. Patty, hi Michelle, I made it. A very hot day here. It is here for a change in Florida. Yeah, it's nice and warm here for a change. We're normally a little bit jealous of you guys over there, but not too bad here today. We're just going through this. So this is my A4 Creative Pad, I think it's called. Yeah, the Creative Pad. So all of their collections will have this in. And even if you're doing nothing more than card making and you pop in a tag or a tag on the front, or you've made a gift bag and you want to pop a tag on, this is absolutely beautiful. And the sizes as well, you get so many sizes. You've got these really large ones all the way down to these really small ones. So that is the Creative Pack 91 and humid. Oh, maybe I'm definitely not jealous of that. Although I don't know, I really love the warm weather. Yeah, I do. Is the A4 pack different to the 12 by 12? It is. So let me bring in my 12 by 12. What you do get on the back of all of these is lots of the patterns that you're going to get in your patterns pad here, but you don't get all those different sort of tags and tabs. So if I bring this in, again, lots of bits because I've been playing with mine today. See if I've got the other front. I have. So what you're going to get is, this is your patterns pad, and you can see here, these are the patterns that you're going to get through it. And this is your paper pad. And again, on your paper pad, you can see it's a different set of patterns, a different set of all that artwork, but obviously they work beautifully together. Now mine are thoroughly mixed up, but even on the back of the front, you've got that beautiful, it's almost like a piece of artwork, isn't it? June is, I'm just answering you, aren't I, June? Paper is so pretty. It is, honest to God, my camera, it never does. I don't think when you see these on shopping TV or anything, it never does it justice until you get it home and you look and you think, oh my gosh. Yeah. Right. Am I saying this? Deanna. Yeah. Paper is so, it is just beautiful. I mean, straight away on your front page, you're going to cut that piece out. You're going to pop it on a card. Any little girl is absolutely going to love that. And I always love that you've got all the lettering here as well. So I'll just flick through some of these for you, because I did say that mine are mixed up, but you're still going to be able to see some of these. You're going to put in a 12 by 12 frame and pop it on your wall and just do nothing with them, because they're absolutely stunning. And this one, so it's 12 by 12, absolutely perfect for if you do scrapbooking. Absolutely, again, perfect if you do album making, because you can cut it down. And again, card making, you've got a lovely DL card there if you want. Either way, so just cutting that beautiful element out. And because the back is so multi-textural, is that a phrase? But you've got the marbling, you've got the gold that looks like you've got gold fleck running through it. You've got the wording, you've got leaves there. And every time you look at it, you're going to see something different in it. It's just absolutely stunning. You've got some real focal pieces, and then you've got some pieces that you can be using either in the background or your album bases, things like that. There's even a fussy cutting sheet in here as well. But again, if you're not into the fussy cutting, you've got the, again, beautiful imagery on the back. This, I think, has got to be my favourite piece in all of it, until I get to the next one. In all of these, I love it. It is just so full and so beautiful and so delicious. Kirsty D is really meant to be making 3 new baby cards and 2 big sister cards. I seem to have been a bit sidetracked by someone showing me papers on the TV. I do, well, sorry, not sorry. I just sharing my love. Maybe you're going to get a couple of ideas for some cards tonight. You can always put it down to, you know, that you're just having a look, making sure that you're creating what you want. I love this piece. Again, beautiful for fussy cutting, but you don't have to fussy cut it out. That is just a beautiful background to pop on a card. And again, I love cogs. Cogs and clockwork, all things like that, I absolutely adore. And then you've got those 6 on there as well. Cut those out, use one of your corner punchers for your corners, and then you're absolutely set. And then these are all my bits. And as you know, we don't throw anything away, especially all these pieces, because you can do that sort of basket work, or I'm not really sure what the official name is, but yeah, using all of those to create your backgrounds and then working away with them. So shall we get on with what we're going to do? So I've decided this is the piece that I'm going to work with. Let me just put my blind down just a little bit. There we go. Sat right next to the window. There's no breeze coming in, unfortunately. Right, you're going to pick your piece of paper. We're going to do the One Sheet Wonder little mini album. So we're going to pick a 12 by 12, and you want to pick a piece where when you folded it over, you've got a real good contrast, which I have with that. So I've got that lovely contrast going on. I've got lots of ribbon here in sort of matching colours. And I've got some of this. So I think I got it from Amazon years ago. So it's like elasticated. So we're going to use that to sort of fasten round. I've got about 20 different colours. They're just, again, absolutely brilliant for if you're making things like albums, stuff like that. I've got another piece cut out here, and then you can see that I've cut lots and lots of those elements out from that A4 creative pad that I was telling you, just showing you about. That one, I used my circle die to cut that out. Not the best at cutting out circles, not at all. And then you've got this, so I love this one. So it says, Dreamer, never let it be said that to dream is a waste of one's time. For dreams are our realities in waiting. In dreams, we plant the seeds of our future. So there's always something lovely on these. So I'm going to pop that there. We're going to pop those there as well. And then, so we're just going to bring in my scoreboard. And it doesn't really matter with this particular piece because it's, well, I've got that script on there, so it doesn't matter. We're going to fold one side over. So if you've got a pattern where when you've folded the other side over, it's upside down, you might not necessarily want to use that one. But this one is sort of, it doesn't matter which way up you're sort of popping it. This collection reminds me of the Victorian era. It does me. It absolutely does me. It is very, very Victorian-esque. Yeah, gorgeous. Kirsty D, what did you write and then withdrew? I can see that. It says post withdrawn. Right, so whichever, because we're going to fold it over. We're going to fold it in half. So whichever way you want to score it. So I'm going to score it this way because my script is going this way. So I'm going to score it down here. But pop it on whichever way that you're going to be having it up top and bottom. And we're going to score it at 6 inches all the way across. And then we're going to turn it round and we're going to score it at 3, 6 and 9. 3, 6 and 9. And then, so let me bring this in. So let me unfold this so you can sort of see better where we're going. It's a bit hard on pattern paper, isn't it? So we've got this 12 by 12. I've scored it at half I've scored it at 6 inches, haven't I? I'm going to come back round in a minute on mine. So you're going to score it at 2 inches, 6 inches, and then 10 inches. You're going to turn it round, and this is what we're doing at the minute. We're doing the 3, 6, and 9. So let's pop that. So I've done my 3, 6, and 9. Bring that back round. I'm going to do... The reason that I waited to do this is because for no other reason than if you want a larger piece that folds up, you can score this a little bit bigger or you can score it smaller. So we're going to score this side 2 inches. My 6 inches we've already done. And then we're going to score at 10. And then if you remember this way, we scored at 3, 6, and 9. So let me just pop that there. Kirsty, I am really... yeah, I've read that one. See, I'm doing really well this week. I'm reading everyone's comments out twice instead of missing them. Michelle, your DL album you made last week has inspired me to finally make a memory album for my son and daughter-in-law's 2nd wedding anniversary. Purchase the Ciao Bella. Oh, the always and forever. How beautiful is that? It is stunning, isn't it? Patty, so this is what we're making at the minute. It's a one sheet wonder mini album. So very easy and simple to be creating. Did you see my measurements that I've just give? If not, I can go back over them for you. Just let me know. Karen, never purchased Ciao Bella before. This is absolutely on your list. It is just beautiful. When you've got papers like this to play with, it really sets you off with the inspiration. I mean, as you know, with the graphic 45, it had that beautiful birdhouse on it, and I knew that that's what I wanted to create. So that's when I created the birdhouse and then recreated it in some graphic Ciao Bella papers. So you see something on there and it really does inspire you. I mean, for instance, that is the most beautiful. I'm not a fan of butterflies, as you know, but that is the most beautiful butterfly ever. And then you've got that gorgeous lady, and I can never remember what they're called. The horse with the wings, right? Is it a Peloton? That's the bike. That's the exercise bike, isn't it? Peregrine. Is that it? No, I don't know. But yeah, beautiful. I was literally just typing that, lol. Awesome. No worries. I can watch the replay. You are absolutely going to make it. So literally all we've done is I've got my 12 by 12 paper. We've scored it at 2 inches, 6 inches, and 10 inches. We're going to turn it round this way and we're going to score at 3, 6, and 9. That's all I've done so far. So we're going to fold this in half and we're going to give that a good burnish. And then I'm just going to bring in my trimmer and we're going to score on here. So we're going to score at that 6 inch mark. We're going to score past the 3 inches and the 6 inches and up to that 9 inch score line here. We're going to I'll show you on this. Look, it's so much easier. So we're going to go 3, 6, 9 inches, cutting it in the middle. That's all we're going to do. So let me just, so I know where I'm going from or going to, pop in that at the 6 inches. And then we're just going to score down to that score line. Pop that to the side. So this is all you're going to have at the minute. And then all we're going to do now is we're going to burnish all those other score lines on there and give them a nice, good burnish. And this is where you can decide which way in or out you're having your album. So you could be having it that way, or you could decide to go the other way and have it like that. It's entirely up to you. I think I'm going to do it that way, actually. And then all we're going to do, we need to score and burnish the rest of these lines. carefully because we don't want to rip this mark that we've already cut. Butterfly still chasing you. Oh, it's about that time of year, isn't it? It's that time of year that all them lovely butterflies are coming out. Maybe it's just a real good excuse for me to stay in my craft room and not go out anywhere. Right, so then what we're going to do is I'm just going to fold that in half. I'm going to fold my base up, and then we're just going to concertina those folds. But because you've got lots of folds going on, you need to make sure that you've got a nice sharp fold there. Fold that one back and then fold that one over. And we're going to do the same on this side as well. So you're just going to fold that up and you're going to bring it over, making sure they're all nice and straight and just back on itself. And then over. And you've got your album. So that is what it's going to look like stood up. So I'm going to open that back up for you and I'm going to fold it all over again just so you can see exactly what I'm doing. In fact, I'll do it with the white because you'll be able to see easier. So we've got the 2-inch score line, we've got the 6-inch and then the 10, and we cut down the middle. And then all we're going to do is we're going to fold that side over and you're going to fold that side over. And then the middle is just going to come on itself. And then you literally just concertina in that until it's closed on that side, flip it over, and you can see how it's just going to concertina together. And you've got a little mini album. It just always looks so much nicer when you've got the beautiful contrast of sort of a darker and a light. And there you go. So we've got a little mini album. Nice and simple. These are beautiful and fun just on their own, or to add to a page of a mini album. And then you've got sort of the pull out experience that you can get with this. So what we're going to do now is we're going to sort of decorate it. But you can see that mine opens up in the middle. So all we're going to do with this piece here is I'm just going to pop a little bit of glue across the bottom to close it so I can put a tab in, a tab or a tag, because what you've done is you've created yourself a pocket there. I can glue that at the front and have the tab, the pocket at the back. But because it's sort of, this is the focal, this is where we're going to be looking, we're going to glue it closed here. So I'm going to glue along the bottom and I'm going to pop a little bit of glue along the back. So again, all we're doing is we're opening that up and I'm going to pop some glue on. So red liner tape, if you want to be using that, I'm going to use my wet glue. So when you've got this all folded, it's just that middle bit. It's just that middle bit that we're going to glue, not that front bit. We're going to glue along the bottom and then just up the back. And then we're just going to hold that for a second. Butterflies, yeah, butterflies are bad enough, but it's the dragonflies for me. I mean, they're huge. Have you seen how big dragonflies really are? That's amazing, Michelle. It's so simple to put together. And again, it's just a nice little fun sort of project. Oh, make sure to give a thumbs up, everyone. I like that. Thank you. Las Ganas. Hello, everyone. I'm really sorry. I'm not going to read the rest because I don't want to insult you by saying it wrong. But hello, it's lovely to have you here. Right, so you can see that I've got that pocket in the middle. And then all these, you can glue those two edges down of that bit if you want. You can, if you want to be really secure, you can glue down all those as well if you want. But once you start putting any sort of tags in and it's stood up, they tend to stay where they are. These folds keep everything in. But these two end pieces are really the only little bits that I tend to glue closed. So open it like that, bring this down. I'm going to pop a tiny little bit of glue just down that 2-inch fold there and just on that one. So just a thin strip on that side and this side, and then bring that up and then just give it a good burnish, a good press down. Ciao Bella is available in the States. So I had a quick word with Luana, I think last week, and she said the easiest thing for you to do is if you just Google Ciao Bella papers, all the shops that do sell them will bring it up. So if you are looking for the Ethereal, if you search Ciao Bella papers and then Ethereal, it'll bring it up. It'll bring all your shops up because apparently there's lots over there. So I think it also depends on what state you're in and things like that. So those edges all glued down. So again, if I stand it back up and then give those a good burnish, you can see it comes together so easy. And then this is where you've got all your little tabs that you're going to pop in. So you can pop them in as they are. I'm going to use this. So I've got quite a few of these. They've got some lovely dusty and aging. So that's aging and that's dusty, but these go perfectly with this collection. So they've got, again, some beautiful ink pads. They're an opaque pigment, so they take a little longer to dry, but you can stamp with these. They stamp lovely. You can blend with them, and if you want to heat set with them, you absolutely can do that as well. So I'm just going to use this purple one. This bit is entirely up to you. If you want to matte and layer this onto some contrasting paper to make it stand out a little bit more, then you absolutely can do. But all I'm going to do is I'm going to decide which ones I want to use. So you can see I've got lots. When you've got little albums like this and you've got these little pockets, it's a lot of fun to put 2 or 3 different ones in there. So I've got, for you, I've got that. This one's perfect. Look at this one. It means you can absolutely write a little message on there as well if you want to. I'm just making sure I'm not missing any messages. I'm not. It's looking amazing. It's such a simple project to do, but it's just a lot of fun. What you can do is if you've got a little notch die that cuts out a little notch so you can see your pocket, you can use that on there. You could pop flowers on. You really can just embellish this till your heart's content. Obviously on the inside, you're going to have flatter embellishments, but on the front and the back, you can absolutely go to town. But they're just so pretty. It's so hard to pick. So I've got, the world is full of magic. Lots and lots of really, time is just an illusion. So I'm just going to pick a few of these. We're going to pop a little bit of ink just around the edges, just to make it stand out when we pop them in those pockets. And another thing, what you can do is distress the edges and then ink them up, and it makes them really pop out from the background as well. Lots of different options. This is just a nice, so I'm using their mulberry bush, and it's just a nice purpley lavendery colour. Actually, this one works perfectly with this Ethereal. I nearly said it wrong again. Art journaling. For me, all this measurement for the albums is crazy. I truly envy you for being so organised. It's just an illusion. I'm not really this organised. But I do love seeing people's art journaling. I don't know if any of the others of you do art journaling. It is just, if I did that, it would just look like I'd just thrown a load of stuff at a piece of paper, you know, the inks and the stamps, and it would look a mess. But you guys make it look so amazing. You really do. Deborah Spencer, there is an online store, Spectrum Arts. Where you get yours. Yeah, it's so much harder for me over here, the UK, to tell you where to look, because if I Google stores, it just brings up the ones in the UK. is this album for the birdhouse? Sorry if it's been answered. I'm late to the start. No, this one isn't for the birdhouse. This is just a nice little mini album, actually, that you could put on any page in an album that you're creating, or just a nice little standalone album. So I've inked up a few of those. Let me find, I have a hole punch somewhere. And this is older than all of my children put together. It doesn't even have a bottom on it anymore. So I'm just going to... And one of my children is 27, so it is very old. I'm going to pop just holes in lots of these because I want to just pop some ribbon through them and sort of have them all together. It looks lovely when you've got all your tags in and you've got ribbon coming out of the top of them all. Looks very pretty. And I'm not being exact where I'm putting these holes. I'm going to put them in slightly different places on them all. Then when you layer them up, they're not perfect, but it looks fabulous. So they're not in line with each other. So let's just a few more. This one is an actual tag, so let's trim those corners and then bring in some of my ribbons. Now the ribbons that I'm going to use lots of different ones because again it just adds to the mishmash effect. So I've got lots of different ribbons here, again all in sort of coordinating colours. I mean, this is really quite a deep one, but if you look on a few of them, you've got quite a bit of a deep purple, so it's going to work for them all. So I don't want to cover that horse up because he's gorgeous, so let's just trim lots of ribbon down and pop them through. There we go. Pop that one in there. And then alternate all of these. This is my favourite bit, adding the ribbons and the flowers, things like that. Let's pop those two together. Just reading your messages. Is this album for the birdhouse? I read that one, didn't I? Hello, Crafty Peeps. Caroline, hello, Crafty Chimp. Just got here, beautiful papers. They absolutely are, aren't they? So, again, just trimming all those different ribbons down. Pop those two together. I'm afraid I have to go. Oh, are you getting some lunch with the hubby? Pizza. Yes, it was going to be my next question. What you're having? Pizza. Have a lovely lunch. Thank you so much for joining me. Hopefully you'll join my next one too, and let us know how your lunch went. Guys, I wondered where you was. You weren't first this week. Sorry, I'm late. Oh, you've been cooking dinner. What did you have? What did you have for dinner? Let's just pop this one on its own. So again, you know through all of these different pads how many different tags and tabs and sort of cuttable elements you have got. So I'm just, so on that side, tighten that up. So if I just close that now, even though I haven't done the other side, how pretty does it look with all the sort of different ribbons? Let's trim them down a little. Oh, scissors need sharpening. Trim those. There we go. So it just looks lovely. You've got lots of all that ribbon sort of popping out. It just, I love ribbon. I think it looks really pretty sort of done that way. So let's pop a few more holes on the rest of these. Last one, let me do that side. So this is as good as my fussy cutting gets. So these these 4 little corners I can just about manage. There we go. And then last one. Have you said what you jacket potato with salad, chicken and sweet corn mayo filler? Oh, and coleslaw. Very nice, Gaz. I will be down there in about a couple of hours, about 5 hours. So let's layer some more of these smaller pieces with the bigger ones. Ribbon. Let's do another yellow. If you've got some twine as well, or some thicker and thinner ribbon, that always looks nice. Popping those two, some twine. I do have some gold twine somewhere, but no idea where it is. Loaded baked potato here in the States. I love a baked potato. Cheese and beans is one of my favourite, I've got to say. Baked beans, not like legumes and things like that, not healthy stuff. There we go, just trimming that there. Oh, have I missed Hannah joining? I did. Your message has just gone off my screen, Hannah. Just as I looked up, there it was. So I don't know if you've just joined or if you've been here a while, but hello. Thank you so much for joining me. Jacket potato with salad. Is it really sad that salad's one of my favourite meals? I could literally have a salad with everything and anything. I could kill a curry. Do love a good Indian meal. My husband, I mean, you all know that he's a great cook, but he literally makes the most beautiful curry from scratch. So my nan on my dad's side, so my dad's mum, was, I mean, she's sadly passed now. And when I say little, literally, I think she was shorter than 5 foot. She was a little Indian lady. And I always remember when we was little and we used to go around, she always had a pot of curry on the side boiling. And it had been there, I think, for days, because I think they just add and add and add to it. And it always smelt so beautiful when you sort of went round there. It was just, I think, walking up to their house, you could smell it a mile off. Just, it's weird. Whenever I think about that memory, I can smell it. It's weird, but do you know what I mean? You can smell a memory. Right, so just a couple more we're going to pop. Now, these are just patterned tags that I'm popping in here, but what you're going to be doing is all those little memories, so you can be popping your pictures on the back, your messages on these. These are brilliant for all those little, those photos, you know, when we go to the fair or the seaside and we have our pictures taken in those picture booths, or little pictures of the kids, anything like that. Your little ticket stubs from when it's just about keeping memories of a particular outing or a particular time all in one place. So we're going to fold this up. And we're going to fold that up as well. And I love it. I love just seeing all the texture and the ribbons out of the top. And then what we're going to do is I'm going to decide which one I want on the front. But before I do, I'm going to open this back up. So to my back page, I'm going to take my tag out and I'm going to bring in my crocodile. Now, if you haven't got a crocodile, and I'm not selling these for them at all, but this is one of the most fun things that I ever get to play with, because you get to use these little eyelets, and it is just a lot of fun. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop a hole on the back. Now this only does reach an inch in, unless you get the, what is the big one called? It's a big crocodile. But whereas this one, you can only reach an inch in to pop a hole on. With the big one, it's sort of like a big lever, and you can reach all the way 6-7 inches into a project. So I'm gonna pop that there and just pop a hole in there. Actually, I might use that colour. Let's pop that in. In fact, let me pop it in this way. So on the outside at the back is where it's going to be nice and neater. And then let's just bring this in. I'm going to try and do this without getting my head in your way. Keep popping it out. It's when you try to do something without getting your head right over it, isn't it? There we go. So just give it a squeeze, and then you've got that lovely, well, the eyelet with the hole. So do I use the yellowy gold, or do I use the purple to wrap round and close it? I'm totally stealing this to use as a page. Absolutely. As a page in a memory book. Yeah, definitely. It's just because if you've got that back piece glued, and you've got all that sort of folds out for you to look through, and that's what they're about, isn't it? All those extra pages that come out, and things like all those flips and flaps. Big bite. Thank you, Hannah. It's a big bite. Do you know what? My kids just never get called the right name, so everything and anything else has got no chance, really, has it? Yes. Now, I've not got many of these left, but I definitely would have done. When I was creating the holes in these with my hole punch, if I'd have had a lot more of my eyelets left, I would definitely, on all of these, pop one of those through, because for one, it just looks really nice and neat, and two, it stops your ribbon as well from ripping those holes. So yes, I definitely would on all of those, but being very frugal, because you can see I don't have many left at all. Frugal or tight, you decide. I have so many eyelets. Love the crocodile. Need to use it more. Yeah, I definitely want to get the big bite, especially with all the albums that I'm planning on making. I think it just worked brilliantly for it. Try it, Laurie. Absolutely. It's if I've lost the instructions for mine, but you've got the instructions that you can find anywhere and everywhere online, so it's quite easy to use as well. Gaz has got one of them. Gaz, is there anything you don't have? Is there? You are like the gadget king. You know, you're the gadget queen, aren't you? We are memory. Yes, we are memory keepers. That's who it's by. Yes, definitely. Need a class session on how to use it. Yeah, it's not as hard as you think, because you've got these parts here, and then you've got these, because your cubes, they pop out and they turn. Can you see that? For the different size, you get eyelets, and you get I don't know what the other bits are called, but they pop out, they turn around, and it pops back in, so you can adjust both sides. Right, so I think I've not decided. I'm going to use this one. So this is that elastic that I was telling you about. So let's open that. And then what we're going to do, let me pop. Where is it gone? I took a tag out, didn't I? Oh, it's here. Let's pop that back in. And again, on all these bottoms, be putting your tags and your tabs, some little flowers if you've got some paper flowers, you know, just the flat ones, like these. So I've just got lots of sort of flat flowers that will decorate up the insides. Absolutely lovely. So if you've got those, they're going to go on as well. But what we're going to, I don't know what I've popped that back in for. Let me find the edge of this elastic. So I'm going to pop it through there. And then I'm just going to tie a little knot in it, just to keep it on the inside. And then to close that up. That didn't work at all, did it? Tie a bigger knot. So, try again. It's a decent sized hole, isn't it? That's it. One more. Just to hold it. Third time lucky. There we go. So I just want to wrap it round. You can wrap it round as many times as you want. I'm just going to do one. I'm not going to just do one, actually. I might do two. Let's do two. But remember, because it's an elastic, to just pull it a little tight. And then I know how much to trim off. So let's trim that off. And then open it back up. And pop that through as well. So see if I can get it through. There's my, just looking for my poker tool. Pop that back through. And then I'm going to trim that knot away. I'm going to tie this again. So just creating a nice big, all fingers and no thumbs. Or am I all thumbs and no fingers? It's one of the two, isn't it? So let's try that again. I don't want it to pull through. I want it to be big enough knot that it's not going to pull back through. So then we're just going to pop it over once, twist it round, pop it over twice. Let's cross that over. And then let me do that again because we're quite twisted, but can you see how it's coming out of the back? My little knot in there. Let me put my little tag back in. Pop that one back in. And then try not to twist it. There we go. So we've got two little ties there. There we go. So we don't ignore the back where it's all twisted up. So you don't have to glue a tag or a tab to the front. You can just then tuck it in there if you want to. Sorry, I've got to run. I'll catch the end later. Love the project. Bye. Have a wonderful day yourself as well, Laurie. Thank you so much for joining. This is again, so on the front we can go to town with decoration if we want to. We can make it a lot bigger because you've got the potential for that. But what I love is you can really go to town with these. They're just a lot of fun. They're going to sit in an album, lovely. They're going to pop actually inside a little gift, inside your card that you're going to be sending to someone. But it's just a lot of fun and so easy to pop together, isn't it? So that is my one page wonder mini album. So we'll have a little bit of a tidy up. It looked like a bomb had hit last week, I've got to say. It didn't tidy up as I was going at all. I just threw everything to the sides. I mean, we just pushed everything to the side and got on with it. But I will semi-tidy up this time, which is not really tidy up at all. It's just pushing the mess all to just one place instead of lots of places. Right, so that is the Ethereal. I've lost my pen. What did I do? Oh, it's there, look. Panic. Isn't it funny how we panic just over that pin, losing that one pin, and we panic. My hubby reckons I could use my knicker elastic. Apparently there's plenty to go around, but you and me both, definitely. Oh, that really made me laugh. Terry, absolutely gorgeous. Thank you. It's just a nice, fun little project, but just out of one sheet, which means that your stash is going to, you know, last you a lot longer. I have the thermal cinch. I've got my thermal cinch sat up there and I haven't used mine yet. I need to buy lots of paper so I can actually make the pages. I got everything else and I got it home, and then I looked at it and I thought, I don't have the, you know, the blank papers to go with it. So I haven't used it yet. So I'm going to have to do it. I did. Great minds, Hannah. I did. It's sat up there. I absolutely need to get it out, definitely. You don't need to get it from Staples, sell them for around £20. Oh, very nice. I don't know what that is, but £20, $20 sounds like a bargain to me. Barbara, hello. Thank you for joining us. Deanna, I miss stories of Ben. What was he cooking this week? He has, well, for today, I had chicken fried rice. He's cooked me. He's got this, he follows this Chinese chef who makes the most amazing food, but like proper Chinese food, not the westernized Chinese food. You know, it sounds daft, doesn't it, saying proper Chinese foods? But it is. So it's what they eat. And it's absolutely beautiful, definitely. He's not been cooking me sweets and cakes, unfortunately, because I am trying to lose the rest of my weight. I need to ramp it up. I've sort of just plateaued for a while. But the good thing is, at least I haven't put the weight back on. So plateaued for a while, and then we're going to ramp it back up a little bit. Now it's getting warm and I can do lots more walking and stuff. It's just more fun, isn't it? You don't want to be walking in the rain. It's miserable. I love chicken fried rice. Oh, honestly, makes the most beautiful. I wish I could send you all these things for you all to try. Michelle, you jammy, madam, getting proper Chinese scran. Yeah, absolutely. Hannah, I panicked about paper and I was recommended 120 GSM printer paper. Yeah, I've got some of that. What, I've got a whole ream of printer paper up here. Why did I not even think to use that? I've been writing all my notes on it all week. Well, all the time. And I never thought to use it. Oh dear. I've been thinking to myself, I need to buy like, you know, paper, because I've obviously got all my pattern paper that you don't. So when you're creating those books, you don't put pattern paper in. It's all just plain paper, isn't it? I can't believe that I've been looking at that and I haven't even thought about that. Honest, I don't know where my mind is sometimes. It's easier to eat healthy. It is so much easier to eat healthy when it's warm. It absolutely is. Right. So let me make sure I've not missed. No, he's not. Here he's warm all the time and I don't eat healthy. I think we, us over here in the UK, I think we use that as a little bit of an excuse maybe to say, well, when it's warm, I'll exercise, or when it's warm, we'll have salads. I don't know. I think it is just something else that we can use as an excuse not to do what we're supposed to do, really, isn't it? Right. So another beautiful collection. I think I've used this a lot more. I think it's because I was creating that second birdhouse out of it, which is just here, actually. I'll show you. I've got the album all recorded, ready to go. I just need to upload it. So that is the little birdhouse that I created. Obviously, the top comes off. You've got all that decoration. So this is the morning in Provence that I'm just going to show you now. The side is where my album's going to go. A little bag in the top. We just need to sort of finish decorating that, but just using one of the little ephemera pieces that come with it. I popped a foam pad behind, and then that's just what I'm using as a closure. So let's pop that back in there. It's so hard to show it when it's so big. I think I really need to start making, no, I'm not even going to finish that sentence because we know I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to make smaller projects. It's never going to work. So again, I don't have lots of this left, but I am going to show you what I've got. Same as before, you've got a 12 by 12 paper pad, you've got a 12 by 12 patterns pad. Then you've got the A4 creative pad, which is the patterns on one side and all those cuttable elements on the other side. Even again on the 12 by 12, you even get a sheet of fussy cutting bits in there as well. But this is just beautiful. There's the 6 by 6 pad. Your deluxe papers. Now the deluxe papers for this one are printed onto sort of a pearl background. And then in the Ethereal, they're printed onto gold leaf. Some of the deluxe papers are printed onto silver leaf, and these are printed onto that pearl, which you can see there. So you can see why they're a deluxe paper. But again, these are from those A4 pads. You've got the 8 by 8 pad as well. So even the 6 by 6 fussy cutting pad has got the papers, the patterns on the other side. So beautiful. But again, look at this. So if you scrapbook, absolutely beautifully perfect for that. But if you don't, if you're a card maker, you still can cut that into 4 or to 6, and you've still got sections. Don't feel like to pop onto the front of a card base, it has to be like the full piece of sort of, so the lamp and the bird. You don't necessarily need to, or like this bit, it is still going to look beautiful to just have a section of it cut out. And I think as card makers, we think it has to be like the full pattern or the, you know, the full lady or whatever it is that's on there. It absolutely doesn't. This is always one of my favorite pieces in any paper pad, that wood effects. Just work it. When are you sending me this, Michelle? Oh, and an order of chicken fried rice. Oh, I don't know. We'll sort it out. I'll courier some down. Again, this is another beautiful piece. If you're scrapbooking, you've got you don't need to do lots to it because you've got all that dimension on there already. I mean, of course you were going to, but when you've got such a base, or a base that is so beautiful, you don't need to do lots to it, definitely. I've been meaning to get this pad to make cards for my dad. He uses lavender scented toiletries. So it makes me think of him. That is absolutely beautiful. That would be absolutely perfect because you do have lots of pieces in here. Obviously, minus the butterfly. If you're cutting that piece, there's nothing that says, you know, just women on there. So you absolutely look at that piece. So look at that. There's a smaller one, I think, in the 8 by 8 of this. So again, if you're wanting to have the smaller piece on a card, in fact, I popped it on my bag. So can you see that piece there? Obviously, it's not that one, but if I turn it round, so that is from the 8 by 8 paper pad. So it's exactly the same as this, but it's a smaller one. So if you are wanting to create cards with just that one, a matching card with a matching scrapbook layout, they're absolutely gorgeous. And again, you've got all those fussy cutting elements on the back. So let me try and pop all these together. Oh, and these, so I'm popping. Let me just try and find space somewhere. There we go. So this is those 6 by 6 fussy cutting pads that I told you about. You've got the beautiful paper on the other one side, and you've got those elements to cut out on that side. So many options with these because you've got so many different elements through these collections. It is just a joy to create with. So I've cut this piece out here already. You can, that again, that's another one of my favourite pieces on this. So I have got an 8x8 card base, just out of some white cardstock. I've got some, it's lavender colour, textured cardstock, and then we've got this. So I've gone 8x8 for the card base. This, I've gone down 1/4 of an inch, so it's 7 3/4 by 7 3/4. And then this one is 7 1/2 by 7 1/2. Now what I'm going to start off with doing is I'm going to distress my edges. So apologies if that's an awful sound for you guys. So not too rough on this, just texturizing the edges. It's not a word, but it is now. And then on this one, I'm not bothered about these little, that's what we're looking for, those little rips. I just think I looked at this piece of paper and you've got that beautiful window. You're somewhere in Provence and you sat having your espresso in the morning. There's the lavender scent everywhere. And obviously you can see that the wall is all distressed and, you know, falling apart a little bit. So I just thought to rough the edges up, it's going to work perfectly with it. So there we go. And then we're just going to add some ink to those edges, that little bare white cord that's coming through. And again, I'm using exactly the same one that I use for the Ethereal. It works beautifully for both. So this is the mulberry bush. So not adding loads, but just adding enough to add some interest. Make sure my card's the right way up. I'm going to glue these two together, but I'm not going to glue them to this yet because we're going to, this is where we're going to create that spinning shaker element, which reminds me, it probably helps if I get out my shaker bits, doesn't it? My little shaker bits. So what I'm going to do is we're just going to lay it down for now. And I'm going to decide where I want my shaker element. Now, on the other card that you all saw before, it was a circular one. On this one, we're going to do a square one. So what I've done is I've cut, again, but it's from the deluxe pad. So it's that deluxe paper that we're using. That birdhouse is amazing. Oh, thank you, Hannah. You left the oven on. See, that's why I don't cook, because I would leave the oven on. Right, I have had a sneaky peek of their new collections that are coming out, and can I just say, oh my gosh, I think it's about a week actually, because we're on the 9th, aren't we? And I'm thinking roughly 15th, 16th ish. Don't quote me. They've got some new collections coming out, and Gaz, well, all of you, but Gaz, you are going to love those. You really are. 8x8, best for album making. I totally agree. Rhonda. Just frame them all. Yes. The thing is, if you've moved into a new house, you know how you can't decorate for a while till, you know, the plaster settles and everything settles down and stuff. These are the perfect things, actually, to just pop them in a 12x12 frame, have them all the way up your hallway, and you've got some beautiful artwork there as well. And then if you change your colours, you change your scheme, just pop them out of the frame and pop, you know, a new collection in there. And then you get to look at them all the time. Those brushes are so fantastic. I have loads from Amazon and one I use for dry foundation. Oh, my skin is too old for liquid foundation. Does it sort of fill, you know, your laughter lines out, Terry? Not. Oh, that's an article then. I'm saying nothing. My lips are sealed. But to be fair, Gaz likes everything, doesn't he? So where did you hear that? I just said, I didn't even say any of that, Gaz, and my lips shall remain sealed. Half naked pics of Joe Remblance. Now that is a paper pad I would pay for, can I just say? Right, so I'm going to decide where I want my shaker element. And because I've got this lovely element up here in that corner, I know that I'm going to pop it down here. So I've got my acetate cut out. I've got my pattern paper. Now I've got one of these wooden chippies. It's just a chipboard frame or MDF. I think it'll be chipboard, obviously, if it's a wooden chippy. If you haven't got any of those, all you're going to do is you're going to get some white card, and you're just going to, with 2 of your nesting dies, you're going to cut a square out, however big you want it. And then, you know, using a smaller nesting die, you're going to cut another out, and you're going to create a frame. And then I've got this piece of, I've got that in there so I don't lose it, but I've got this piece of white card. So they are all roughly 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. This is going to sit on there. We're going to have my acetate window over, and then I'm going to pop my frame over. And my pattern's upside down, isn't it? I've got my my little shaker window. So they're all the elements. So square piece of white card, whichever patterned paper that you want in the background, the acetate. Oh, I've got a hiccup. Do you know, every time I talk a lot, I get hiccups. So you can imagine how often I've got pickups. No more papers, Rhonda. I know. I did totally call you out, Gaz. Well, I don't know who you're telling, but I think a few of us actually called you out there, didn't we? Was the naked pics of Joe Remblance for you, Gaz? Paper of a half naked John. Oh, I miss John. Can I just say? I do. I miss John. He was literally one of the nicest people I've ever met. Right, so the card. I'm not going to pop my pieces down yet. I know that I want this sort of down here. It offsets it all lovely. I've got a lovely little rip there. I've got one there, and I want another one. So both of these pieces I'm going to rip together, and I'm going to rip it quite far down. So you're talking about 1 inch. And then I'm going to separate those. I'm going to find my pokey tool, and I'm just going to curve that edge round my pokey tool. It just makes it a little bit easier. You get a nice rounded trim. You get a nice rounded edge on it rather than it going a little bit square. Sounds daft, but you know when you try to do something and it just gets all creased up. And we don't want it all creased up. So I've got those 2 lovely pieces. And then when I pop them together and glue them, what you've got is you've got that multi-layer of rippage. I'm on a roll with the random words tonight, but it just looks lovely. Now, what you can do here, which is what I did with my daughter's card when I created it. Hers had lots of cogs and things like that on it. It was a hunky-dory collection. Have a couple of cogs coming out of there. If I can find my flowers again. If you're doing something pretty, if you've got some lavender maybe die cut out, you could pop some on there. You can have a little random flower popping out. It always looks nice. Or you can just pop a little bit of ink on there. So we're going to pop that to the side. We're going to glue these 2 together. Just looking for my glue. So making sure that I don't glue those ripped bits down because they look lovely. Sort of just as they are. There we go. So bring that onto there. And what looks nice as well, actually, when you've got those 2 pieces sort of ripped, it looks nice if you do it on scrap scrapbook layouts as well. Bring this in. If you've got a textured, a script stamp or something like that, pop that on there. And then when this is over there, you've got that script behind coming through. That looks lovely as well. Joe should join our group. He always, oh, my sides with laughter, ugly cry laughing. Yes. Oh, definitely. Definitely. He's got a new job. Have you seen any of you guys who are following him? He's got a new job. He's doing taking tours, isn't he? But not just around the UK, literally around the world. He's a tour guide, which sounds absolutely amazing and perfect for Joe because he loves to travel. So popping that to the side again, we're going to work on this. Now, I just need to make sure that this piece of white card just needs to be trimmed down a little bit more. I want it the same size as this. So I'm just going to trim just a little bit off two sides. And just keep trimming a little bit until you're there. Because you can guarantee if you cut a big bit, you're going to cut too much off. So I'm quite happy with that. So what we're going to do to build this up, you're going to pop this on here or on your scoreboard. You're going to find the middle and you're going to pop a little hole through the middle. And you're going to get one of your brads, and you want one with as flat a head as possible because we don't want that bulk in the middle. We're going to pop that through here. In fact, before we do that, let me make sure that's stuck down. Let's pop this here. Decide where we want it. And I want it there. So either with your pencil or your pokey tool or your pen, through that hole, pop a little dot. And you can see it's just there. So again, bringing my pokey tool in, we're going to pop through there. He's blooming gorgeous. Do you know what? He is, but he's absolutely a beautiful person as well. He is genuinely one of the nicest people. I know I said that about John, but it's true. I met some absolutely amazing people working at CC. So there you go. My two holes are lining up now. So we're going to pop this brad through. So pop it through that one. And I'm going to pop it through that one. And we're going to seal it on the back, which is why you can see why I haven't glued these to my base yet. Handcrafted by Gaz, following Joe, stalking Joe, such a fine line. Yeah, do you know what? I've got no regrets. I loved my job. I loved the people that I met. I loved the experience that it gave me. Most of the people was absolutely amazing. I think anywhere you work, you're always going to come across someone who you're not best mates with. But I'm never going to diss anyone that I met there because for the whole part, it was the most amazing opportunity. I'm going to say this wrong because my camera's quite far, my laptop's quite far away. QE poo. But hello anyway, and welcome and thank you so much for joining me. Right, so this is that deluxe paper, and we're going to glue that over so you're not going to see my brad. The only reason I'm doing it this way is because my brad isn't going to fit in with that pattern. So if you've just got a generic pattern that is going to be the base of your shaker element and you want your brad to be on show, if you've got some, I mean, I've got some beautiful brads. I mean, this is a lovely fabric one. So if you want to be able to see that through your shaker window, you can pop it through your pattern paper and then all the way through these as well. But I don't want mine on show, which is why I said, if you're not having it on show, make sure it's nice and flat. But you can see it's going to spin. So straight away, you've got your shaker element. Straight away, that is how easy it is to pop together. So I'm just pressing that down because what it's allowing me to do is make sure that that's nice and flat, but I can still spin this round. And then we're going to glue this on. So all the way round. And then pop that. I mean, it's a little bit smaller than my white card, but it doesn't matter because once I bring this over, you can see that I've just got that main decorative bit shown. Have you seen? Oh, I don't know who you... I have seen that. Piers Morgan going to have an interview with the stalker. There's a lot going on about that in the press at the minute, isn't there? Right, so just making sure that that's all nice and stuck down. And again, I'm going to pop that to the side because we're going to pop this on, but I don't want it that colour, so we're going to add some ink. We're going to look for that lovely purple that I was using before. And I'm just going to add a little bit at a time. Just, I mean, if you want to go full in and really just add lots of ink, you can do. And again, remember I said that this is an opaque pigment. So if you're popping it onto your chippy like this or your little chipboard piece, it's really, you're going to be able to sort of heat emboss it as well. Obviously, you're going to need lots on because the MDF is going to soak it up. So happy with that. But we're going to pop a little bit of, oh, can't reach, silver gilding wax on there. So again, silver just works so beautifully with this collection. So we're going to go all the way around the edges. And then just little bits over. There we go. Happy with that. And just wipe that off my fingers and then give this a bit of a polish so we don't get it going everywhere. There we go. And then there it is. I'm keeping my eye on it for once I haven't lost it. So my little piece of acetate, let's take the backing sheet off of that. I'm going to bring in my tape runner. It's more than enough to stick that acetate to the back. But if you want to pop your red liner on there, you absolutely can do. So let me try and place that in the middle. So just a little bit big. So again, let's just trim it down. And then bring this piece in. And then all we need is some foam on a spherical piece of cardboard. And pop that all the way around. I'm making sure it's sitting in between that pattern that's there. So you can see that my pattern has obviously those holes down there and there. But my foam fits absolutely perfect right in the middle. I'm trying to read and talk and craft. I don't want to miss anything. When you're popping your foam on, I always make sure that it seals right up to the edges. We don't want to be losing any of our bits. And then making sure that that's nice and stuck. And then I've got lots of, I mean, you can use anything, shaker, what the sequins, you can use your sequins. I like to use little, don't know where I got these. I think I got these again from Amazon years ago. But just anything, these are little shake sequins. You've got these. Which I like to use. I think these are the little gems that you can get for nails. You know, when you do nails and they have all those little gems and beads and things on your nails. That's what those are, and I love those. So I'm just trying to look for a nice sort of matching colour. And I think I'm going to use that one. So I'm going to tip those in there. And then I'm just going to add a few of that goldy colour, because it's going to pick out sort of that colour that's on there. There we go. So I'm quite happy with that. So make sure that you've got all your little gems or whatever it is that you're using in the middle. Now, if you're worried about, if you're giving this and you know that whoever you're giving it to is going to be keeping it for a very long time, I know I didn't on the other side, but add your tacky glue, because then once you know that once it's stuck down and that glue's dried, it's not going anywhere. So pop that on there, making sure I've nearly got it in line. You've got that lovely shaker element. Let's make sure that this is just dry. You were telling the kids today, life experience isn't always bad when you don't get what you want. It's what you take from the experience. I feel blessed to watch unleashed creations you make. I love that. That's fantastic. I love the fact that you all sit through my babblings and come back for more. I love it. Right. So I'm just making sure that that's nice and secure, and it's going to spin. So you've got your shaker elements. So when it's stood up and you're spinning it, you can see that all your shaker elements are just going to tip about. Again, put as many as you want in there or as few. It's entirely up to you. But we're going to pop that on here now. So it's exactly the same way to do this if you're using it with a circle die, any shape at all. That is just as easy as it is to sort of attach it. So then all we're going to do now, we'll glue this down and then we'll just decorate it up. So I am using my tacky glue again. I do tend to, at the minute, I'm using whatever glue I pick up, but it's always between my tacky glue and my collal. And I think because I'm not using thin papers, I'm not worrying too much about the tacky glue, even though it's water-based, because I'm not using lots and I'm using it on quite thick card and paper. So there we go. So it still spins freely because it's attached to these two top layers. It's not attached and glued stuck where it's not going to move. So you've still got the fact that it spins. And I cut the smaller image out that matches this one because, again, I just thought it tied in and looked lovely. So let me just pop some of this to the side, because we're going to bring in this. So this is some frames from the 6x6 pad, and I absolutely love it. And I thought we've got this lovely frame here, so we'll just trim a couple of these out and have them sort of on there. And again, it's all sort of tying in and playing lovely together. I'm going to cut that middle one out. So this smaller frame right in the middle. Pop that there. So I think we're going to have that there. Let's see which other one we want. We're going to go for that smaller one. So let me just cut that straight out first. When I've got something like this that has got that wiggly edge, try and go with it, because it's literally as easy as just wiggling your scissors. And then it doesn't look like you've tried to cut it straight and it's gone wonky. It looks like it's supposed to be like that, which is always a bonus. So that one there, that one there. quite liking that. Definitely want to just add a little bit of ink. Going to tie it all in because we've inked around the edges. So we don't need to do lots. Again, you can rough these edges up if you want to. I'm not going to, because my main square that I've got on there, my main frame, it's not got distressed edges. So these two I feel don't need to be distressed either, but they are going to go on a foam pad just there. So let's find some foam pads. So pop glue on that side and the other. And then, so if I straighten that up, I can pop that there. And then just one more. And then I've got some die cut flowers that I was cutting out this afternoon. Pop that one there. A little bit further up. And I'm really liking that. So I've got some flowers that I was cutting out. So this is, I don't have the box so I can't show you, but not so long ago, so around about February, Crafter's Companion, they brought out that flower making kit. It had this box in it. It had those papers in it, and then obviously all the dies and stamps. So that's what I've used for these. So I've just die cut a load of the small ones out. Let me just try to tip them out a bit easier. So I've got lots of small ditzy flowers, and I think those pink ones they're a little bit too pink, aren't they? But I've got that lovely purpley colour and some white ones. So I think we'll go for those. Just pick a few of those out. There we go. I do have some foliage that I've cut out as well, but I don't think I'm going to use that. I don't feel that that's sort of going to fit in for me. So we've got lots of these little flowers here. Now it's deciding what you want to do with those. Let me close this up because you know that I'm going to knock it off and they're going to go everywhere. You're making the birdhouse right now. Putting all my flowers on I've garden on my table. Oh, lovely. Oh, I love that. You'll have to, I don't know if you follow me on Instagram or Facebook, but you must share. Message me when you've done it and show me your pictures, because I love to see what you've all been creating. Guys, I wouldn't have used the frames that way. But the chippy, or these particular ones, I think that's what's great about, even when I follow you guys and I see the creations that you all put on there, and there's certain little elements I think I would never think to do that. I mean, Gaz created something last week. He did, oh Gaz, what was that that last live that you did with all the I can't even think. It was all compartmentalized. The front of your card, and it's got a word, and I can't remember. But I haven't seen that done for such a long time. And then you did it, and it was so beautiful. And I was like, right, I need to create that again. You'll have to pop it in the comments, guys. What was it called? Not something kind of made in a million years, but really like it. Thank you. Right, so back to my little flowers. I've just got some sort of lavender. It's matching my matte and layer, and we're just going to pop these on. But I'm going to bring in this first, because even though they're just little paper flowers, I want to add a little bit of dimension to them. I'm just going to bring in one of my smallest ball tools, and we're just going to add a little bit of squishiness to them, literally. So just again, because I've got the depth and dimension on there with these frames, it just feels right to do the same with some flowers on there. Sort of balances it all out. So just doing I'm just trying to see. I'll post on G45 blog for a good word. Oh no! Oh, do you know what's really sad? They announced it today. So Graphic 45, they announced their brand ambassadors, and unfortunately, I didn't get it. I got some beautiful messages from the guys at Graphic 45. They loved my work and stuff. But the two that they went for from the UK, they did lots of albums. So I think that's more the kind of thing that Graphic 45 like. But I've got plenty of time to practice for next year, haven't I? But any scrapbooking paper I absolutely love. But I've got to tell you, of them all, because I'm back with Ciao Bella because I was originally with them. These are just, I cannot tell you how happy I am that I get to play with Ciao Bella's papers. I mean, I have to play with anything, but these are just beautiful. So, glue, and I'm just want to decide now how and where I want to pop these. So, let me pop them all on here. And do I want? So, I'm going to pop some in this corner, and we're going to do some one way and do some the other. So we've got that texture of them going that way and then coming that way as well. And almost, I'm going to do it so almost like they're going to be cascading down my page. So let's put smaller ones down there as well. Layer them up. Let's put a white one in that one. Let's find. Oh, I'm lost. Not a colouring comber this time, but a flower comber. So don't worry about them strings. We can get them off afterwards. And then just think we'll pop one more at the top. Maybe two more at the top. There we go. So I'm quite happy with that. So, and this is again where you can come in with your gems in the middle of those. I've got some flowers somewhere. Where have I got them? I got them out, didn't I? Here, there we are. Mix in your created flowers with your paper flowers that you've got. That always looks lovely as well. Some nice torn ribbon always looks lovely. I'm not going to do that. I am looking for, what am I looking for? It's here. Looking for this. So again, I think either Amazon or eBay. I've got these, and they're just lots of what they're called small talk stickers. Now, you can definitely get these from like Tim Holtz and things like this. I got mine off of, I think, eBay. And you've got some beautiful little sentiments on here. And I'm going to pop one of these on. A dream is a wish your heart makes. So I like that because it's very similar to one of the sentiments we saw on one of those cutouts, isn't it? So I'm going to trim it in two. So I've got, and I'm not going to put it on straight. So I've got a dream is a wish. So I've put that at a little angle, and then this one is going to sort of meet it, just like that. A dream is a wish your heart makes. I'm going to bring in, that has got the tiniest little bit of ink still on from my ink pad. And just by going over it, just that little bit, it takes away the starkness, the whiteness of that on there. And I think I'm quite happy with that. I'm really, really happy with that. I might go in when I find my tiny little gems later and put them in the middle of those. But that is how easy it is to create. I just love it. You're going to spend hours just spinning this round and having all your little elements, again, spinning round in there. So I'm very happy with that. I think I'm going to leave it as it is. Again, you can pop something in there, some text behind it if you want to. Well, I think we're done. So these are my two projects that we've done today, two totally different projects. Oh, they don't know what they're missing. So sad. Oh, you made my treasure chest. Oh, fabulous. And well, the thing is, my husband said to me today, he says, that's not your path. This is definitely my path. Ciao Bella are the most amazing company, the most amazing people. The design team is fabulous. And I get to play with these papers, so very happy about that. I'm glad you enjoyed your time at CC, but I do miss seeing you all the time. Glad that I found you here. Yeah, do you know what? I got distracted, didn't I, when I was saying the best thing to come from that place, except for Debbie Robinson. I mean, I've found a new love with Jan and Corinne and the beautiful Julia. It's surprising what brings you together, isn't it? They're amazing people, they really are. But you guys, so all the people that I've met through CC I would never have met you. I know we haven't really met, but I would never have met you if it hadn't been for Crafters Companion. So I will always take a positive away from everything. And for me, there were so many positives that came out of that. It ended way too soon, but as life is, one door closes, another door opens. We're going to do all the cliches now, aren't we? But it is, isn't it? It's sad. I don't get to see you guys anymore. I definitely should I'm going to be doing more on my own channel. So I'm going to be doing these every fortnight for Ciao Bella. So every second Thursday at 7 p.m, I'm going to be on Ciao Bella's channel, and we're going to be creating fabulous Ciao Bella stuff. And then when I get myself sorted out, I will be doing lives probably every other week on my own channel. Probably not the same time. I don't know. I haven't really figured that out yet. Typewriter font sentiments. I'm like, oh, yes. Look how easy it is for me to get distracted. But yes, they are me too. I love that font. I really do. I want to make that train. Do you know what I'm going to be making? What day are we? We're Thursday? Over the weekend, I am going to be creating that train. But not only the main bit, we're going to be creating some carriages as well. And I will be doing the, obviously, the tutorial and everything. So definitely watch this space. Michelle, your crafty mind always amazes me. Thank you. I'm so taking that as a compliment. My mind can be a wonderful thing sometimes, definitely. You're planning a trip to the UK in 2025. Well, you let me know where you're coming, and we'll have a crafty meetup. I want to do the Birdhouse album for me. Yes, yeah, absolutely. The thing is, we don't print our photos and our memories out anymore, do we? They're all on our phones and they're all on our computers. And it's fun, even if they're only for yourself, to go to your bookshelf or wherever it is you keep them, and looking at all these beautiful albums that you've created with all your different beautiful papers. And even if it is only for you and you're opening them up and you've got all those flips and those flaps combined with the photos and the memories and the receipts and, the cinema stubs and everything like that. Even if it's only for you, it's just an amazing thing to be creating, definitely. A window opens where a door shuts. I like that, Gaz, definitely. Well, this was my window. This was my window that opened, definitely. Yeah, you're so talented. I love to watch everything you make. Thank you, Deanna. Thank you. And I love your name. I love that name. That I've recently watched a TV series or a film where someone was called Deanna, and I absolutely loved it, and it reminded me of you. Yay. Fabulous. I think that's to the let me know when and where you're coming in 2025, isn't it? Things in life happen for a reason, yeah, that we do not always know about. Absolutely. Crafty meetup sounds wonderful. It absolutely does. I made a carriage for the train last year with the 24 boxes on the back. For Advent. Yes, Sandy Brooks. Yes, she did an amazing job. She actually hand delivered that to the studio. She was like, I'm not posting this. So she hand delivered it, which was quite nice as well. I wouldn't have posted that either. That was a beast of a project, wasn't it? Definitely. Hannah, you love a flip and a flap, absolutely. I love 3D. I love 3D projects. I absolutely do. I try to make sure that I do stuff that I can teach you all, that is teachable. So even with the birdhouse, I was saying, when you break it down into all those separate elements, it's so easy to do. It might take a while, but it's worth it. Definitely. Flip and flap. I love that comment, Hannah. Definitely. Handcrafted by Gaz. Michelle, you are an amazing person and crafter. You are so loved and supported by so many of us. I'm like your not fanboy, if you didn't notice. Are you my number one fan, Gaz? Do you know what, Gaz? I was saying about the best thing that came out of it was you guys, and it was. I've got friendships, even if we only chat every now and again, with so many of you, and seeing all the names that I recognise coming up here, it's just absolutely fabulous. I love it. Maggie, I didn't know you joined. I really need to read more comments more often. But hi, I am your number one fun. You are, Gaz. I am your number one fun is so much better than fan. Thank you. And I've loved this. I could sit here and read your comments and chat to you all night, but we are done. Oh, I do know what I wanted to show you though. So for the insides, they do stencils as well. That one, if you can tell, goes with the Ethereal collection. And again, that's a huge stencil, but they've got some smaller stencils as well. And with each collection they bring out stamps and stencils. So if you love your stamping, you're going to find stamps as well. If you love your stenciling, you're going to find them as well. But I just wanted to enable you all the more into buying lots more stuff. The train is so much card. Yes. Definitely. Sandy's, it was a lot. Definitely. Hi, Maggie. I'm sorry I missed you when you first joined the chat. Better late than never. That's my motto. Their stamps are lovely. They're so beautiful. And they stamp perfectly. First time, every time. That clock stamp. Absolutely gorgeous, isn't it? Shall we stamp it out for you guys? Let me just pop that to there. And again, so it's a huge stamp, this one. It's like 4 by 4 inches. And it's that photopolymer. They're really good quality stamps. Let me just bring in a spare piece of card. Now, I've no idea where my stamping platform is, but I do think I've got one of these here. So let's pop that on it. Let me bring in a black ink pad. This one will have to do. So it's my Distress Oxide. So we'll just use that one for now, just so you can see how beautiful it stamps. So let me ink it up really well. Look at that. I did say it stamps beautifully perfect every time. You've got the script running through there all the way around. You've got that lovely pattern, and then you've got the flowers around the clock. So this is going to be beautiful for just inside your card. If you don't put lots inside your cards and you just want to add some stamped images in there, you're definitely going to be able to. But look how beautiful it stamps. And you saw I didn't prime that. You saw that I took that straight off. I haven't used this one yet. I'm going to be using it all the time now, I've got to say. But I didn't prime it up or anything. So there's lots of people say use a rubber on them and things like that. I absolutely wouldn't. If you've got a new stamp and you've tried to stamp with it and it hasn't worked, you need to use, and it works every single time. If you've got one of your watermark pads or, you know, your clear, the sticky ink, you know, that you can emboss with, ink it up with that and then stamp it out and then go in with whatever ink it is you're going to use. And you're going to find that I think that's never failed for me. If you feel like you need to prime your stamp, but I haven't primed that, and that's stamped out absolutely beautiful. I must have that stamp. Sorry, Terry. I've got so many rocker blocks you can't even begin to imagine, because you always get them in your little surprise bags at birthday and things like that, don't you? It's stunning. They all are. Such a beautiful collection of stamps. In fact, I do. Look at this one. Can you see the big butterfly? So this is the one that matches the Ethereal collection. And again, you've got such big, beautiful stamps in here. Works beautiful with that Ethereal collection, but again, just on its own, absolutely stunning. I've got an alt new stamp conditioner for new stamps. Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah, I think as long as it works for you, then that's all that matters, doesn't it? Photopolymer stamps are worth the extra money. They absolutely are. Yeah, because the thing is, you know, you look after them and they're going to last forever. The clock stamp was from the Morning in Provence collection. In fact, it should have a name on the back. So it's Lavender Whispers. So that one's Lavender Whispers. And this one is Dream Weaver. But again, if you search for the particular collection, it should come up, definitely. We can contribute to the Rocker Block Village. Absolutely, definitely. Definitely. Oh, gosh, now I'm really sorry. All I'm doing here is I'm just showing you all the fabulous stuff that I've got. I'm not encouraging you to go shop or buy things at all. Never. It's something different that you know, I'm getting to play with, and I'm just wanting to share it with you all. So oh dear. Right. It's I think it's about time to go, isn't it? It's about 9 o'clock. I've finished, but just in case you missed this, let's open it up. So this was my One Sheet Wonder album, which you've got all those lovely tags that you can pop in. I mean, if you turn it round, you can pop extra paper on the back, extra tags in the back if you want, but it's going to work beautifully as an extra album or as an extra flip or flap on an album page. And then this one with my lovely shaker element that spins. So I'm going to let all you guys get off then. Dreamweaver. I love that. Oh, is that crackly peeling wood by the clock? Let me have a look. It is. Where was my stamp set gone? Did anyone see where I put it? It's here. It is. You've got that, yeah, that peeling wood, and the stencil is the same. It's like that peeling wood effect. So you've got the great big stencil and you've got this lovely peeling wood. You know, I'm going to stamp it out, don't you? Who asked? Because it's now your fault. Hannah, yeah. Let's pop it on there. And let's ink it up just so you can see it. You asked, so it would be rude to not show you. Gaz snuck in and stole it. I don't know what he stole, but it doesn't surprise me. There you go. Look at that. It's just isn't it beautiful? Their stamps are some of the best that I've ever used. They really are. Right, I do keep saying goodbye, don't I? So thank you so much for joining me. I've absolutely loved it. Same time in 2 weeks, but if I'm going to go live on my page before then, you will see 1,000. You will see 1,000 notifications letting you know that I'm going live. I'm trying to find my mouse. It's on my desk somewhere. Yeah, thank you so much. I've really enjoyed it. I know I talk way too much. If you ever want me to just shut up and get on with it, just let me know. But yeah, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Follow me on all my socials. If you've enjoyed this, give it a share, because you never know who else might want to have a look. Never. Oh, thank you, Rhonda. And I will, great live. Thank you, Kim. See, I'm going to keep reading you all saying goodbye and stuff, and I'm going to be here on my own, aren't I? But yeah, thank you. Loved it so much. Hope you liked my projects. I'll post them on my socials, and I will see you soon. Now, just to figure out how to turn it off, terminate streaming. Right, thank you so much. See you later. Bye.